Do you know that in the 80s, in the heart of Benin City, there was a man so feared that people slowly stopped believing in the police and started believing in him? His name was Lawrence Norman Nyakmo, but the street gave him another name, the Law, Anini. Lawrence was not just born a monster. He was born around the 1960s here in Benin City in Ogo village, Edo State. His family was neither poor nor rich, but they treated him well and provided him with what he needed. Academically, he struggled. At some point, he was asked to repeat a class, and this discouraged him, eventually leading him to drop out of school and become a mechanic. But what would later shock the world was his intelligence in crime. We will go with the name Anini because this became the popular street name he was known for. Anini grew up to become a driver. He traveled across cities, sometimes driving as far as Maiduguri and other parts of Nigeria. He was bold, fearless, and highly calculating. He didn't just want to survive, he wanted control. Anini had connections with the police. Corrupt officers allegedly supplied him with information, protected him from raids, and even helped him evade capture. So when operations were planned against him, he already knew. When roadblocks were mounted, he avoided them. When arrests were attempted, he disappeared. At some point, he became involved in car hijacking. He was arrested for this petty crime but was later released. After his release, his father bought him a bus so he could start a legitimate driving business, and he began operating at Saple Garage. However, tragedy struck. He was involved in a serious accident in Warri, Delta State, and was hospitalized. Before he could recover and return home, his father passed away. This changed Lawrence Anini forever. One day, he saw a lorry loaded with medicine around the Dembenden cinema. He drove it away and sold both the vehicle and the goods. His driving skills were exceptional, second to none at that time. The lorry reportedly worth about 50,000 naira. This was sold for just 20,000 naira because the buyer did not complete the payment. This led to conflict. The buyer allegedly set up a gang to attack Lawrence and his associates, threatening to involve the police. Only Lawrence managed to escape back to Benin City. The police later traced and arrested him, taking him to Owerri. He wrote his statement and denied involvement in this theft. He was shot in the leg and hand, allegedly forced to a confession, but he never admitted guilt. While others were condemned, Lawrence was discharged and he returned home to Benin City. Upon his return, he was rearrested for another allegation that he had earlier stolen a lorry loaded with beer. At that time, he was already thinking about how to bury his father. During this period, he was granted bail after providing a surety. One day, while he was away, a police officer named Georgie Yamu visited a compound where Lawrence's car was parked. In that compound, his close friend Baba K, originally known as Kingsley Eweka, and 4 others were arrested. Georgie Yamu contacted Lawrence, demanding 50,000 naira for their release. Lawrence replied that he only had 20,000 naira, but eventually he had no choice but to raise and pay the 50,000.